in 2017 when Trump took the presidency, he was very eager on economic coercion against China. But since those days, it appears that China has shown it's able to diversify away from the US in terms of chip making, while the US obviously will struggle much more to diversify away from China, especially when it comes to rare earth metals and yeah, a lot of the resources which the US supply chains are dependent on. Are you picking up on any more moderate sentiment or approach by Trump this time, or is it hard to see through the noise, I guess?
Again, what the Trump group will decide is one matter, but the most important single thing that happened, not by Trump, but in the last weeks in geopolitics was DeepSeek, was the Chinese demonstration that that's all fine and good, all your bluster and bandy and your hundreds of billions of dollars on expensive chips, but we can replicate what you're doing. And there are cheaper ways to do all of this. And don't worry, we're here. That was the real message of DeepSeek. And the truth is, this is a long story. The idea that the US dominates because it has a chokehold on some key technology has been a trope for at least, let's say, since 1945. The idea in 1945 was that the US had the atomic monopoly. When Truman reflected how long that monopoly would last, he said forever. Of course, it lasted for about 3.5 years. And in 1949, the Soviet Union joined the atomic club, and it followed similarly with the thermonuclear bomb in 1953-54. The point is, all of these ideas that, well, we're ahead and we will stay ahead technologically, is just a long-standing, oft-repeated, naive trope. Star Wars was the same thing, and it goes on and on and on. AI is just the latest of this hype. China is a global superpower. It will be so. Trump has no credible threats against it. It doesn't mean that the US won't be utterly stupid, but the US cannot defeat, contain China, but the US could get along with China peacefully just fine if Marco Rubio's observation is wisely heeded that we are truly in a multipolar world. Because the implication of that is you don't go to war with the other party because they can't defeat you, you can't defeat them, but the only thing that both sides could do is blow up the whole world. And so you stay clear of each other. And again, I want to come back to the most basic idea. Well, it's the golden rule. It's several thousand years old in global thought, in every single ethical tradition, major tradition in the world. You do to others what you would have them do to you. And Trump does not want Russia and China on our borders or in our nearby waters. Maybe if the United States reflects on that vis-a-vis the East China Sea, the South China Sea, Taiwan, and so forth, we'll have a safer world. It's possible we're going to get there. These are the first days, lots and lots of noise, lots of confusion. Washington is in a tizzy. Trump is not alone in Washington. Things are upended. My underlying point is we could have a safer world, and the United States' hand is not very strong. So there's lots of noise and bluster and threat and boasting and puffing and huffing. But the fact of the matter is the U.S. can stop wars, but it can't win them, and it shouldn't fight them.
Well, hopefully we'll get back to the notion that security derives from yeah, mitigating the security competition, not defeating your adversaries.
That's it. That's exactly it.
But anyways, Professor Sachs, thank you so much for your time and for sharing your insights. Very much
Great to be
appreciated.
with you, and we'll stay in touch on watching these developments.